What?
I said you got auto-tuned for a second there. That was weird.
Um. So yeah, I played a bunch of stuff on the Vita because I was okay. I didn't play like the only thing I played extensively. I will get to in a second, but like in the meantime, I was like I had a bunch of downtime because I had to take my car to the dealership. So I was like, going through games, and I went back to Rayman Legends to be like, why didn't I finish this game? Or Origins, and then I played that incredibly hard chase sequence. I was like, yeah, F this game. And yeah, and then I went and played some. Well, I didn't really play, but I beat it up and like checked it out for Stranger's Wrath. Looks pretty good. And then that game you guys were talking about earlier, the Soul Sacrifice. That I almost forgot.
Mm.
I played a bit of that, so I got past the first stage, and then it was like the option to go fight the final boss, and I took it, and I got killed. So yeah. And then the credits rolled, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get a trophy." I didn't get a trophy, so you know, if that happens to you, just skip the credits. Um, can't wait to play that. That looks very interesting. And then what else? Oh, okay, My Nation Racers road trip. So, it's okay. It's you know it's not the best, not the worst, but yeah, could be better. The
You didn't play the PS3 one, right?
I have not played the PS3. I think I have it free with Plus, but I
Okay.
haven't played it, so I didn't know I was getting into. It has some interesting
Okay.
mechanics. I like the whole power up stacking thingy. Uh, the handling seems a bit off, but whatever. And then the drifting is nice and easy, so you know. But there's a lot of weird like small annoyances. Like there's some like mini invisible walls or some parts where you'll like go over the course and you'll be like outside the course and then like it won't bring you back inside immediately. So it's a bit rough around the edges, but I'm enjoying it. So there's that. That's all I've been playing on handhelds because no 3DS stuff. Oh, I did finish the Cold Hard DLC, so I enjoyed that. And man, that boss fight really good. I really like what they
Huh.
did with that. That was what was kind of annoying because it took me a while to figure out like since there's like multiple phases to it, and I got really far in, and my health was really low, and I was like, crap, I can like take one more hit, and I'm gonna die. So I was like, I got super zoned in, and I went into Batman mode. And I was like, I'm taking you down, Mr. Freeze, and just yeah, I clutched it out, and like I didn't get killed. I had one pixel, or not one pixel, but you have like little bars in that game, so I had like one bar of health, or just like one hit left, and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna die, but you know, luckily it didn't happen, and I was able to save the day and prevail. And yeah, Tropical was totally right. It was very much a Heart of Ice feel to it. Um, but yeah, it was and definitely better than Harley Quinn. Ugh, terrible. Even if you don't get access to the full city, whatever, that's weird. There's like side stuff to do besides go pop balloons. So you know, I'm gonna go back and do the anarchy stuff and the free all the frozen people. But yeah, I can't. Hopefully, there's more. If not, whatever. So, oh, and then I bought Son of Batman. This is not related. Well, it's kind of related, but like they had a feature on the Arkham whatever movie that's coming out from
Assault on Arkham.
yeah, Assault on Arkham. So it's like
Yep.
it's like a bit behind the scenes, and that takes place 2 years before Arkham Asylum. So it's actually a prequel to the game, which is weird, but whatever.
A prequel to which one now? That
Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, the first game.
isn't Origin supposed to be a prequel to that one?
Yep.
Yep.
Origins happens before Assault on Arkham.
Oh, okay.
So it's like weird how if they're gonna like keep developing the Arkham universe beyond the trilogy that Rocksteady does, because I thought that was like interesting that they're gonna like just go in and be like, oh well, here's something that already exists, but we're gonna put this thing before it. And it's like, oh, so. But then it's interesting what they're doing because it's like gonna focus more on the Suicide Squad. But have you finished Origins? You finished Origins, right? Triplical.
Yep.
Okay, so there's like this weird thing that happens at the end of Origins. I'm wondering if it's gonna tie in at all. So we'll see.
It won't.
But
Oh yeah.
that's interesting. So we'll see. And then yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that now because I'm like, oh, maybe it's all gonna tie together somehow.
Why? What happened?
I can't say because I haven't played the game yet.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna play Origins. I mean, I'm only gonna play
It
the.
feels like Rocksteady has sort of already planted their flag, so everything past Arkham Asylum is all Rocksteady, and so they want to make more of these games, so that they have no choice but to go backwards.
So I say just go ahead and
Origins, but then it's not like they can do years and years of it though. Well, maybe they can.
I mean, some things happen in the same
The
week.
characters never age. Asylum was only supposed to be one night.
Yeah, so I mean, you know,
Actually, Origins is only one night.
he has a very eventful life. That's how that works.
Batman is the Jack
Like,
Bauer of comic characters.
Time sort of passes.
It all happened in one
at
night.
some point.
That is, it's a hell of a night. That's for sure.
But yeah, essentially it seems like they're going to link the end of Origins that they tease this thing, and then some
What
stuff
happens?
that goes down, and it's not nothing that really happens. It's just hinting at something that will happen. So it's like I guess it's happening in this movie that they're making. Because I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, they don't really appear, so I guess it makes sense. So yeah, I guess we'll see. Interesting. But
Why did
there'll
Suicide
probably
Squad die?
there'll probably just be some like subtle hint about it. So we'll see.
Oh.
But oh, okay. I was like, what am I talking about? What have I been playing? So yeah, that was nice, and I played it on my PC, so it looked delicious. And I will go back and play it on PS3 and be like, oh, it doesn't look as awesome. PC gaming all the way. Played some more Mass Effect as always. So still, but things have gotten serious with the challenge I threw out last week, but I haven't really had time to go back and do stuff because of the. Okay, I'll talk about this after I talk about what I'm currently talking about, Mass Effect. Okay, so my secret YouTube project I'll talk about in 1 second. Give me a second. So Mass Effect. Essentially, I threw out a challenge last week, and I'm about to throw down the gauntlet and punch through the floor. But until then,
Who are you throwing on this gauntlet to?
who I am,
now?
Chuck. He called
Why?
me out. He called me out on. I don't remember. It happened months ago, but it doesn't matter because my honor has been insulted, so I must. defend
Oh
the realm.
dear.
So I'm gonna crack out Mass Effect 3 again and stuff. And yeah.
Does he even still play his games? Oh. What's going on here?
We'll find out. RPG. It doesn't matter as long as I'm victorious in this endeavor. That's all that matters.
What did he challenge you to do
He didn't challenge me
exactly?
anything. I just heard through the grapevine that he told someone that, oh, look at me, I have. He might have even put it on Facebook, and I might have forgotten. I don't care. He said something about, oh, higher in 7 rank, or not in 7 rank, but challenge points, blah blah blah. And you know what? You wanna play that game? You wanna plant that flag? Well, I'll take that flag and I'll burn it down. And yeah, I'm about to bring it.
I'm almost sure that's like a felony or something.
So yeah. The game is afoot and stuff or whatever. And besides that.
Only I get to not play my games.
Apparently.
Oh, Tropical, before... So before I move on to the other game I've been playing, there's 2 things. One is the games I was playing during the whole secret project thing, which is a bunch of Star Wars stuff. It's on my YouTube channel. Just check it out. There's a video about it. May the Fourth be with you. Blah blah blah. Basically all the vehicle combat, like Rogue Squadron, Starfighter, blah blah blah, all those in a playlist, and then like a annotation, bunch of links and yeah, they still hold up. And then Republic Commando still it's okay. It hasn't really aged well because you do a lot of. It's very similar all the way through, and like you just tell your dudes to go do orders. So yeah, it doesn't.
It was
age.
awesome the first time.
And then the ending, really, holy crap! I forget how much of a cliffhanger it ends on. It's like, oh, you're just gonna end it like that, and it's been like all these years. I guess they're never gonna come back to it. And then with the fate of the extended universe, it's like, oh well, it's not canon, so who gives a f? And it will probably never be revisited again. Sad face. So pour one out for Sev, dude, because he ain't coming back. And
I don't want to pour it out. I want to drink it.
Oh, there's actually some pretty cool behind the scenes videos on that I'm going to have to upload, because it was like we have a Foley artist on the game and they made all these sound effects, and it was like, wow, they really put some money into use here. But besides that, I was going to ask Tropical. There's something about something. Oh, I lost it. I'll come back to it. Hope I remember.
Something.
Oh, no.
That's specific.
Actually, have you finished watching Clone Wars?
No, I have not.
The Republic Commandos are there's a cameo or they talked about.
No way.
So they are canon.
Oh, dude. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. I had now to watch it. Oh, man. I'm so pumped now.
All for that one cameo?
Yes, because it's cool. Because they're not normal clones. They're like above clones. Because they're like
Like,
in their
you mean,
in
so
their
they're like normal
gestation
people?
period. They're like even getting trained to be all killers and stuff, and they go do all these missions that are like reporting to the Republic. It's like, oh, they're really awesome and important and stuff. But oh yeah, Tropical, I just remembered. Okay, so in your quest for PS2 games, I was watching this video on GameStarters.com, and they had like the top 10 X-Men games of all time, and there's a game on there I didn't even know existed, and I was like, how do I not know this game exists? Because it existed in the time I was playing games, so I should know about this game. But
Top
apparently,
10 X-Men
it
games?
slipped under my radar, and that game would be the Hold on, let me bring it up real quick. Cause I looked on it. I looked on Amazon for it, and it's like $50, and I was like, oh, I don't know.
Which console is it for?
PS2. It's X-Men Next Dimension, which it's the third X-Men Academy fighting game, which is why I didn't know, because they changed the name on the third one to X-Men Next Dimension. I played the first two, but the third one apparently is like really, really awesome, but I haven't played it. So
I didn't like any of the fighting games, actually. Now I think about it.
have you played that game, Tropical, or is it on your list?
I think so. Wait, I gotta look at.
Because apparently, according to the video I watched, it was like a lot like Dead or Alive, I think, but with X-Men characters. So I was like, wow, I did not play this one because this looks way better than the janky PS1 games I remember playing of X-Men Academy.
Yeah, actually, I did play this one. I don't have it though.
Because I think I rented it before, too. Because it was X-Men. But then it wasn't.
All right, I'll go find that one.
So I was wondering, like, A, is it like, no, I guess not does it exist, but like, does it like, is it any good? And B, should I kind of want to, I don't know, my X-Men.
I don't remember it being as solid as other fighting games, but I mean, I think it was during one of the times where I was like, X-Men are okay.
But yeah, and then apparently, I played a bit of the, what was the RPG knows? What's the X-Men RPG game? RPG, where they're like the Apocalypse one.
Talking about the... Wait, what?
the one where they have to, the Age of Apocalypse one, where like it's RPG elements in it. It's
X-Men
like
Legend.
yes, that one.
Yeah, I was just...
Okay, so like the Legends I played, and then I think Legends 2 was the like top 3 or something, but like they were gushing all over it, so I don't really want to play that game. So hopefully it comes to digital distribution or comes to the PSN, just like Herpaderp. I forgot again.
Talking about the other that arcade one.
No, I'm talking about. I was gonna try to segue with the Persona game, like or Shin Megami Tensei. I'm sorry. Nocturne. That's
Way to
that
not segue.
But yeah, before we move on to the middle segment
I don't even...
of RPG's enlightenment of that.
Because thinking about all the X-Men games I played, thinking back, I don't know if any of them were actually all that good.
But
because I mean, I remember like because I played like the Sega one, and then the there was like another one that had like Psylocke in it too. But I think that was like was that a Sega game too? I'm not sure.
they had 3 side scrollers on there, and 2 were from Sega. One was Super Nintendo.
Okay, I played the 2 Sega ones.
Because one was the Clone Wars, and then the other one was the just called X-Men, and then the one on Super Nintendo was like a side scroller. I think it was actually I think that was the Clone one. No, was it Clone one? I don't know. It was called something X-Men something, and yeah, it had side scrolling beat 'em up action. But I didn't play that one because I didn't have a Super Nintendo. So.
Oh yeah, because I played the side scrollers. They weren't all that great, so I don't know. I mean, I like the X-Men though, so so there's that, I guess.
Me too.
So yeah.
Oh, gamers saying a lot of stuff in the chat, but I will look at this in the middle segment.
My God, can we just like add him so I don't? Because I'm not gonna look at that no. Like
Resident Evil
no.
6. So yeah, they're having these online events, and I think I finally got my last EX3 costume, so I can finally never have to play that game. I mean, not never to play the game, but like never have to worry about the stupid online event ResidentEvil.net blah 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 junk. So yeah, to that. So I played that. I played Oh my gosh, dude, chapter 1 of Leon. I was like, okay, this is the easiest chapter, so I'll play through it, and then I forgot how long it was because it took longer than I thought. And then I remembered. I think that's like a bit of padding in that game. Is like every chapter is an hour, so there's like 4 chapters because there's one per character. Or not? I mean, there's 4 per character and there's 4 protagonists. So you have Leon, the Wesker's son, Chris, and Ada. Jake. Is the guy's name Jake? Wow, I forget Wesker's son's name. Whatever. And then yeah, those 4 each have 4. That's 16 hours. So it's like, yeah, nice job padding the game there, Capcom. I see what you did there. But yeah,
He saw.
still need to go
He
back and do
saw.
stuff in that game. But whatever. That was it, I believe. Yes, that's everything I've been playing.
Are
And
you sure?
now, oh, I am 1000% unsure because
Um.
whatever, man. Whatever, no big deal. Stuff happens.
Oh dear.
But yeah, that's all I've been playing. So we can talk about some Shin Megami Tensei timelines with RPG now.
It's story time.
Story time,
Or I
really?
guess just like, where should one start if they want to get in on the Shin Megami Tensei train? And like, which one should they avoid, or which ones should they totally play that are totally worth it? 'Cause you're like, they have all of them except for Digital Devil Saga now, so there's no excuse before the podcast. So I was like, okay, well
Yeah, what is up with that? Why
let's
don't
learn
they
about
have
it.
Digital Devil Saga on there? That's like one of the best ones in the
Is that
spin-off
the one with Dante
series.
in it?
I actually heard that
Nocturne
those
does.
are being
Oh, okay,
released.
so Nocturne is the one that I've heard is like the super awesome one because I heard so much gushing about this game.
Nocturne.
I must
Well,
buy it then.
he has Dante in it in the American one. The Japanese guys get the Devil Summoner guy in theirs, who is apparently better than Dante because Dante doesn't have pierce skills, which are kind of useful, and he's a physical attacker, so it kind of makes him kind of useless in the end game.
Back in the day when X-Play was on TV still, and everyone was waiting for Final Fantasy X, they did a review.
Yeah, I was trying to find that on
and
YouTube and I
it
couldn't.
was Nocturne.
'Cause I remember them giving it 5, and I was
And
like,
they were
dude.
like, "This is awesome. This will hold you over definitely till Final Fantasy comes out on PS2."
I was scouring the internet to try to call.
It's because it's an interesting take on the turn-based system, is what it is. So it's kind of you can't be stupid with your turns because it will screw you over big time. So yeah, oh,
Can't
I think
play all sloppy.
that's part of why it was difficult because like if you were to like mess up and like have like an enemy either negate your attack or absorb it or something, you'll lose all your turns and then they'll get all their turns and then it could just go downhill really quickly.
Okay, I guess you should start out and just saying like, are any of them easy?
But
Because I
Okay.
tried playing Persona 1 and 2 that were remakes on the PSP and just didn't. I
Well-
got stuck. I probably could have got through them, but I was like, I don't know where I'm going, dude. This is first person and this dungeon's all large and
I think now for a starting point, it's probably better to just start with Nocturne or one of the PS2 era games because the older ones are kind of really dated by standards now. Because it's noticeable in like all their re-releases of stuff like Soul Hackers and the first Persona games and everything. Because a lot of times people were praising them back then because of the story and everything. But then once you get into the gameplay aspect, it's kind of slow and the exploration's kind of not all that great. And then there's the whole random encounters every 15 seconds, which could get annoying for people once you're like, okay, I kind of want to not be fighting something every step I take right now. So there's that. So I mean, I guess a good starting point would be the more modern ones, as opposed to their re-releases. So I would say start.
so start with 4 or Golden. Or I'm sorry. See, that's the other thing. Okay. Here's the other thing about Shin Megami Tensei is like there's Shin Megami Tensei, and then there's all the spin-off games. Because I thought, I was like, oh, that's so you mean Persona 3 is the third one? And everybody's like, no, that is not the third
not
one.
at all.
I was like, oh, then why's it got 3? And there's Persona 1,
So
2.
yeah,
No.
for those of you out there like Tekken, there is a mainline series of games, but there's a buttload of spin-off series. So it's easy to probably make that mistake because there are actually only 4 games in the main series, which Nocturne being the third one, and the fourth one was just released last summer, I think. It was last year, I think. Yeah. So other than that, the spin-off series include the Persona series, the Devil Summoner series, the Devil Survivor series, the Digital Devil Saga series, and I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting something. Strange Journey was also a spin-off as well. But
Persona has spin-offs too.
it does actually. It has several.
Dancing one that's coming.
It has the Persona Q, the arena games. Yeah, even their spin-offs have spin-offs. So it is very easy to get confused. So
I think the thing that confused me is that they all have Shin Megami Tensei in the title, and Shin Megami Tensei is a series, but since there has been one since 3, it's like, oh, I would not have known until the 4th one came out that was the main series.
Because a lot of people had assumed that the 4th one was going to come out like a long time ago. Because I think whenever they like teased the other games, because initially Strange Journey was supposed to be the 4th one, but that didn't happen. So because obviously like the 4th one just came out, so I think because a lot of the main difference between the main game and the spin-offs is mostly gameplay kind of thing, because I mean they all have their demons and stuff in one way, shape, or form, but it just all comes down to how each game is played, whether it's the strategy RPG styles of Devil Survivor or the action RPG styles of the Devil Summoner series, and then there's the other games are turn-based, but kind of done differently with the spin-offs like Persona and Digital Devil Saga and stuff. So it's quite a bit of difference between them. In terms of personal preference, I did like Nocturne, but I prefer the spin-offs to the main series. So I mean, it's kind of one of those. I guess you could take that as you will, kind of thing. I don't know. So I would recommend the later Persona games. 3 and 4 are great. So if you want to play spin-offs, jump on those.
You think the remixes of those are better, or the original better? Like, is Fez better than 3, and Golden is better than 4?
I don't know if I would say they're like better, as in just like if you played like the vanilla version, you're not gonna get the whole, because I mean you'll still get like the whole experience. The only thing that Golden and Fez offer is like just slight enhancement, like new costumes or new personas and stuff. So it's not like you won't be missing anything major by not playing them. So I mean, in Fez's case, they also, I think the answer was part of the release for that one too. So it's like a epilogue game added as well. So I mean, there is that, but it's not like, necessary for, the overall game or whatever.
Did the original release of Fez have the female character, or was that the PSP version of that game?
PSP version of it did.
Okay.
Fez just added that epilogue chapter and then the new costumes and all that stuff. So, yeah. But
stuff.
Okay, so for Shin Megami Tensei, are the first 2 games even available in America, or is it just in Japan?
They are now, but they weren't previously, because the PSP ones were. Oh wait, no, those are the Persona ones. One of them is, I think, I forget, because one of them was released like recently that they did it, or it was China or something like that. It's weird. Their whole localization thing is strange with those games, because I think Nocturne was the first one to actually come here. So after that got was relatively successful, it that's when they started like sending over all the other spin-offs, and that's why we got mostly spin-offs and not main series, I guess, is how that happened.
Because there hadn't been a new one, so they just had spin-offs to put over here.
Yeah. So, yeah,
And isn't like the first one on the NES anyway?
I think so.
So
'Cause,
maybe
yeah,
it's
the
a
initial one
console
came
in
out like.
Japan. Maybe so you could like find an imported Wii.
Oh wait, is the Wii region locked or something?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, then JK on that.
Well, it says that the first one was on
Because it didn't came out. I think the first one came out
Super
on like
Famicom originally,
85 or
Super
something.
Nintendo.
but it was also on PlayStation, and I guess it's on PlayStation Network also.
Because they brought them over. That's what I'm saying. Because they after Nocturne or something, they started bringing the other ones over, and then some of them got like re-releases here, and then I think they put. I think all of them now are at least available. If they're not in print, they're available on the PSN, except for Digital Devil Saga, from my understanding. Right now, everything else I think is available in some way, shape, or form. So.
And then you're also saying, everybody likes Pokemon, but Shin Megami Tensei did it first and better.
It did come out first, so I just want to throw that out there before people are always like, "Oh yeah, it's like an adult Pokemon." No. Pokemon is like the kids' version
Because I
of.
was like, so it's like Pokemon
came
with
out.
demons, like Pokédemon or something. And you're like,
Nah.
no. Pokemon came out after. Get it right taken. I was like, okay, whatever.
The thing is with Pokemon, it's like it was easier to be mainstream because it was more kid friendly. This series is not. So you do not want your children playing these games. I just throw that out there before anybody tries to do that, because yeah, it is so not kid friendly, so not, because a lot of people die, some people get eaten. It's not pleasant. It's not.
He got 8.
As a matter of fact, one of the main themes of the Digital Devil Saga series is eating your enemies, because there's this whole thing going on, and yeah, people get eaten.
Persona was the evokers back in the day
Yes, with
that people got all crazy about.
Well, Persona 3
Okay,
was
so when you say
the-
eating them,
yeah,
do you mean like
summoning
literally
ability.
eating them like cannibalism?
Yes, like
Oh my.
literally eating them. Because, well, like I said, it's justified by the nature. Well, it's kind of hard to explain without going. It's like they
Out
kind
of
of have.
context, I can't tell you, Tekken, but just take my word for it.
Well, no, it's like the thing is, like with that one though, they had to eat the other guys because it was the only way to keep them from going insane. Kind of, it's this whole thing. You'd have to like play through them. It's like this whole crazy thing. So yeah, but yes, like literally eating people because they had to. They didn't want to. Well, some of them didn't want to. The other ones were. One of the guys was like, "Yeah, we're doing this." So
Let's do it.
So yeah, some people are strangely gung ho for things like that, which is weird. It is weird, but yeah, it's yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on in these games. So, like I said, I prefer the spin-offs to the main series. So, I would recommend playing the later Persona games, and if you can find Digital Devil Saga somewhere, although it might be expensive because I don't know if there's even hard copies of it in print anywhere. So
Nah, those are pretty cheap now.
are they? Oh, wonderful. So then yes, then you can pick them up. Because I mean, yeah, I still have my hard copies, so I wasn't like concerned with finding them.
Yeah.
So
I think it's around $30 for both, maybe less.
oh,
And then actually the report that I saw that said Nocturne was coming out, Digital Devil Saga is also scheduled for release on PlayStation Network at some point.
oh, even better. So now you really have no excuse because they'll all be there. So you can play them all. So I would say
1
Nocturne
and 2.
and then Digital Devil Saga, Persona 3 and 4. I'm a little iffy on the Devil Summoner series because it's kind of it gets pretty button mashy, and I'm like, and it's also not voiced like the other ones are, which is weird. I mean, Nocturne isn't either, but I was expecting that by then.
It's
So.
old.
Yeah, this is the older one. Those Devil Summoner came out after that, so I expected differently or something. Did it come out after that? Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had to. So yeah, I don't know. It's weird, but yeah, I mean, the second one they kind of improved on the battle system to kind of make it less button mashy, but it's still pretty button mashy. But that one's probably closer to Pokemon actually than the other ones are. Interestingly enough, because you get to capture them and everything in your little Poketubes. So yeah, but yeah.
Poketubes.
Gotta catch them all.
So should I just avoid Devil Survivor then?
Well, no. Well, Devil Survivor is different from Devil Summoner because those are two different series.
Yeah, but you didn't say anything about Devil Survivor.
I didn't. Oh, my badsies. Devil Survivor is more of a strategy RPG version of the series, kind of. So actually, people who are fans of that type of game actually probably would enjoy Devil Survivor. And it even comes with the requisite multiple endings and having to make choices to not let people die because time passes during the day and everything. So you have to be cautious of your relationships with people and all that stuff. So there's that aspect as well, in addition to buying demons in auctions and making a team of super powered people thingies and stuff. But once again, not an easy game. None of them really are. I mean,
Are all these are all these
Really hard.
really long, like 60 to 70 hours, like JRPGs are, and B, are any of them easy at all?
Okay, time-wise, they're all really long. There's no getting around that. The series is just filled with long games. That's why Digital Devil Saga is 2 games, because it is that
parts
long.
1 and 2. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it is that long. But but I think it's one of those things like it's pretty enjoyable though, so you probably won't notice that you're spending so much time until it's too late and it's like, oh, I sunk so many hours into this and all that stuff. So maybe, but yeah, they can get there. The Devil Survivor series, it's not like super long in comparison because usually both games take course over like a week in game, and since time progresses by half an hour anytime you do anything, so it kind of skips around. But it's I guess the easiest games I've played in the series so far are the Persona games, so that may be your best bet in terms of start places.
Alrighty.
So 3 and 4 would be fine. I mean, if you can find Fez and Golden, go ahead and pick them up since, I mean, they're already enhanced. It's like, might as well go ahead and, get them.
Yeah.
So
Golden is cheap. Well, moderately. Actually, Fez for PSP, which works on Vita. Persona 3 Portable. That one tends to be really cheap all the time.
Does that one have the answer epilogue included?
I'm not sure. I thought Portable was Fez plus the female character.
Because I didn't buy that one, so I'm not sure. Because I have Fez, but I don't know because I haven't played Persona 3 Portable. Because I like 4 more than I do 3, so I didn't buy the other PSP.
Yeah, otherwise 3 Fez is a PS2 classic now on PS3, and then 4 you can also buy as a PS2 classic.
Yeah, right, I forgot Golden is Vita only. So
yeah.
So I guess I guess in that case you'd probably just be better off getting 4 because I mean at least they're both PS2 games, so it's just a matter of both of their enhanced versions are both handheld things, except for Fez is PS2 as well. So yeah, if you have a Vita, get Golden. If not, just get the 4th one. It's fine. You won't be missing much, except you won't get to ride motor scooters into battle.
Okay, and so my last question is like, what is the big draw? Because Persona, the series in itself just seemed to have blown up ever since Nocturne and the other one, and then hasn't really, it just kept growing and growing, and then people were like, "Yeah, I might even prefer more than Final Fantasy." What? What do you? What? Yeah, yeah, I just said it in your face.
Well, back in the day, it was the contemporary setting, which very like Final Fantasy is never that, obviously.
Well,
And then
the more recent ones have kind of shifted. With
yeah, the next one should be really contemporary, but
yeah,
yeah, contemporary settings, and then also the stories are much more mature and not. Guy has amnesia and then meets a bunch of people and then they go save the world.
that is definitely what they are not.
Yeah.
They have their
like-
memories, unfortunately for them, in some cases. So
They thought that the stories for Nocturne and like the Persona games were just more interesting because they weren't the typical
yeah, because even
save
more
the
so for
world
like
stories.
with Nocturne, you actually begin the game when the world is ending, so there's no saving the world. It's pretty much over when you start. So
The Digital Devil Saga like after, or like the second one is after the end of the world.
that one's a bit more complicated because it's a lot of stuff going on that I wouldn't be able to really explain without major spoilers. So it's kind of
Well, like Persona 3 is about the or the Persona games that I've seen, they're about sort of a dimension that exists in our world but is separate. So in 3, it's something called the Midnight Hour, is it?
yes, because it happens between 12 and 12:01. It's like a whole hour
Yeah.
of magic.
And it's just like this imperceivable time for regular people. But some special people can see what's going on, and it's their job to protect the regular people who are all in stasis, essentially.
Although some of them aren't always in stasis, which is apparently an issue because then those people get exploded. Yeah.
But you find that out later. So yeah, the premise, like you start that game and it's just like, what is going on? And then you play as like, oh, and then yeah, the Persona ones have that sort of relationship building system,
Yes,
which like powers up your characters and stuff like that. Social links, yeah.
Although that's more
So-
for the main character than it is for the other guys, except for well, in the fourth one, it kind of they're golden anyway. Could be.
So yeah, I think it's like the interesting, atypical stories plus the interesting mechanics that you don't see everywhere, and then also, because Persona I think is the most popular in the U.S. and that's
It
because
is
just really, really stylish looking.
because actually Persona 4 was actually one of their best-selling
Yeah.
games. So yeah, and
It's
that's
just like the way the games look and their music is just like, oh man, that's Persona, and it's like, oh, it's so cool.
I do enjoy their soundtrack. It's pretty amusing. But
Alrighty, so there you go. Some Persona 3, some Persona 4, and some Nocturne, and then if you enjoy those, keep on digging. And yeah, they're all on PSN, like I just said. So check 'em
except
out.
for like the Nintendo ones, obviously, because
Survivor is on DS, 3DS.
it is. Although Overclocked got released for the 3DS, so
Okay.
that's the remake for that one. So, and then Devil Survivor 2 is also on 3DS. So, yeah.
And Summoner, I think, is only on PS.
PS2.
Yep.
Although one of them, I think, was recently on the PSN. I think it was the first one. Because it was the
Right.
Abaddon or Soulless Army. That had to be the one.
Oh,
Because Abaddon was the second one.
is that the one that came with the plushie
Yes, because I have that.
back in the day?
Good old gaming pre-order swag. Back when it was awesome and not DLC that was already on the disc. Sigh. I think I actually saw one of those sealed somewhere at a GameStop
Yeah,
not too long
I've seen
ago.
something.
And I was like, huh, look at that.
Should I get it?
I know, right? It's like, I mean, I already have it, but still. What's better is though, because like they weren't like necessarily pre-order bonuses. It was more just like first run kind of thing.
Yep.
So it's like anybody could actually get them as long as supplies last. It wasn't like you had to pre-order anything. So, but those they tended to become pretty rare afterwards
Yeah.
before they started re-releasing them. So yeah, which is actually nice that they did that because I've seen some of the prices for some of the games beforehand, and I was like, this is it's a little ridiculous because Nocturne I've seen as high as like $270, and it's like, oh, that's a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, that's another thing about them is like the mystique. Like before I had the chance to play any of them, like I would always see Devil Saga 1 or like Nocturne in like GameStop used. Like it'd be like this Gaia thing where it's like a used game, but it's a game I don't know and it's Japanese and I'm like, oh, I like this game, but then it's like $50 for a used copy and I'm like, yeah, I don't know. So that just means it's really rare, but I'm not sure if like it's any good or not. So it's like, I don't know.
Some of the GameStops I saw was selling it for like 80 for used.
Yeah.
It might have been more, so yeah.
75.
Yeah, like
like
the Marvel vs. Capcom effect.
less. Yeah,
It's like, why is this so
65.
expensive?
because I wanted that game so bad. I'm like, but why? I'm not paying this much money for this game. I'm glad they released a third one at least. Finally, after 50 million years. Damn Capcom.
So
yeah.
yeah, that's our whole thing on Shin Megami Tensei, and we can move on to the news. So, do we want to start with Nintendo or Call of Duty? Those are like the two big stories of the week.
Let's just get Call of Duty out the way.
All right, Chapter Cool, do you have anything to say? You're the resident Call of Duty person.
Did he? Well, it got announced. It's Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. So it's
in it.
apparently, yeah, it's not connected to the other ones. And you know, at first glance, you'd think, oh, it's basically they saw Titanfall and decided we want to do some of that stuff.
To me,
And-
I thought it felt more like Crisis with all of the exosuits. Well, not like
Oh, yeah.
fully
That's
overview exosuit stuff, but you know, it's like the prototype of that in there.
Yeah, there are, there's the cloaking thing. There is the super jump thing. There is the you can kick people really hard thing.
Everyone's favorite.
Stars Kevin Spacey. He plays a character similar to his character on House of Cards. The basic premise of the game is private military corporation are evil, I guess. And one of the interesting things is it's being developed by Sledgehammer Games, which is now the third Call of Duty team. Oh, and speaking of that, Infinity Ward is merging with Neversoft, so the Neversoft name is going to be retired. So, yeah, they made Tony Hawk and the first good Spider-Man game was theirs. And later they did
Didn't they do
Guitar
some Guitar Hero?
Hero.
Didn't they do some Guitar Hero stuff?
Yep. And then, yeah, and then they became the backup Call of Duty studio, and now they're gone. Well, they will be gone soon. Anyway, Sledgehammer was started by a bunch of people who left Visceral Games after Dead Space, and and probably Dante's Inferno. So when they started making this one, they wanted to bring some of that sort of stuff to Call of Duty. So apparently there are going to be very atmospheric portions of the game, and it's not going to all be especially Ghost was really run through the thing, shoot all these people, run through the thing, shoot all these people, and then it just cuts. You know, you're not even extraction or anything. It's just like, oh, the level is over. We're moving on to the next level.
We're done here.
You've killed
Hey,
everyone.
Congratulations,
No,
you murdered everybody.
Good murdering out there.
Actually, Black Ops 2 was a lot like that too. You would run and it's like you didn't even get out or anything. It's just like you reached a certain point and it's just like the level is over. Like, that is weird.
No objective, just murder.
Yeah, like obviously there is going to be that in it, but there's also going to be sort of Dead Spacey type places.
I'm
So it's
curious
like,
as to how that works.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what that's going to be like then.
Because I like that
Um,
space atmosphere thingy.
and yeah, what else? There's not really too much else to say. Obviously, it's coming out in November, November 4th.
I'm
That's
surprised
why
it
no
took
one
them
else is
this
releasing in
long
November.
to. I'm surprised it took this long
um,
to get like or announced or
yeah.
the game.
Well,
So,
like they usually announce Call of Duties during NBA playoff season, which is now.
ah,
So, and like usually the commercial is first on TV, but this year they decided to do it online, and then it got leaked, so they had to move everything up, and then and then Game Informer was left in the cold because they had moved up their publishing date to
oh
coincide with the
no.
official release, but then they couldn't, publish sooner.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it did not coincide. What else is there to say about it? Not too much. There is going to be some sort of co-op mode, but they haven't revealed what that is. I'm thinking, yeah, you're going to be fighting robots.
I mean, with the third team taking this on, does this mean we're going to get Call of Duty even more often now? It's like,
No, what they're trying to do is, and to their credit, I guess they're noticing if you do not innovate, your franchise will die. And so the 3-year development cycle allows each of the teams essentially chances to fail. Like in a 2-year development cycle, they say every line of code you write is so you can make your deadline in 2 years. But when you have a 3-year, then you can write lots of code and try different things. And if they don't work out, then you can throw some of that stuff away. And which is good. That means you can try new stuff.
yes,
And they just
if
couldn't do that before.
you decide to do that, though. Because it's like,
Yeah,
because it's not like they had
that's-
trouble selling before. So,
That's the plan. Like there has been decline. Ghosts, even though it's the best-selling Xbox One and PS4 game, which is kind of sad,
yeah,
is
seriously.
selling less than the other ones did, and you're starting to see the price cuts came a bit quicker for Ghosts than any of the previous ones. So I think they're noticing is like, yeah, people are not as excited anymore, so they need to do something. And this year, if Battlefield 4 had been perfect, like functional, then it may be totally different at this point. But they messed up, so Call of Duty still has a chance. And I think, man, years later, we're gonna look back on this and be like, that was the time.
Yep.
If Battlefield never makes it on top, that was the time. They could have done it then, but they messed up, and
Man.
Call of Duty evolved, and it's like they missed their chance.
In their defense, they don't have 3 different teams. So,
Yeah, it's crazy. Like Activision is basically becoming the Call of Duty factory. Like Ravensoft has not made a game in a while. They just make Call of Duty stuff. Neversoft, they're being absorbed into Infinity Ward, which is the Call of Duty studio. Treyarch used to make Spider-Man. Nope. They're making Call of Duty too. Sledgehammer hasn't published a game yet. They were originally making a third-person Vietnam War Call of Duty, but that got canceled when all the stuff with Modern Warfare 3 happened, and Infinity Ward needed help, and Sledgehammer went in, and then they were like, "Hey, you guys did really good. Do you want to make your own one?" It's like,
sure, right? It's like
now
they're
we'll make
stuck
Call of
in it.
Duty forever.
Ah,
So yeah, everyone's making Call of Duty now, and it's just the Call of Duty studios plus Blizzard, and Blizzard is making 3 different franchises by themselves.
it's like, you guys want to help us out a little bit? Nah, we got Call of Duty to do. But thanks, though, for the offer. Alrighty then.
It's like, do they have anyone else? I guess Beanox is the Spider-Man studio now.
Ugh. Those reviews in that game. Not so amazing anymore, just saying.
Ah. Although I heard the movie wasn't all that great though, so
But yeah, it's weird. Like the largest publishing entity out there, and they basically have 2 games.
Well, we should call
Which
it,
is weird.
we should call Call of Duty like the 3-headed cow of Activision, because that's really all it is.
Basically.
Ah. Yes.
Milk, milk, milk.
So yeah, it's coming out this year,
To the shock of no one.
Xbox One, PS4, and PC is what Sledgehammer is making, and then some other studio is making the PS3 and Xbox 360 versions of the game.
Just buy the next gen version ones.
Yeah. Oh, and the crazy thing is, the DLC deal between Microsoft and Activision is still in effect.
Oh.
So it was really weird. Like, the first trailer, the first words were, "This is all captured off an Xbox One," and then at the end is like, "Oh, get the superior Call of Duty experience on Xbox One."
Huh.
And then then they announced the DLC deal with the month exclusivity continues for Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I was like, wow, that's that must be costing more now.
In more ways than
But
one.
maybe
Tropical.
the price hasn't
In more ways
gone
than
up
one.
that much yet, so they're gonna keep it for now. But I think if all the trends continue from now, like next year, it will be impossible. They would just be throwing money away.
Well, they needed it for this anyway, because this technically is the first like E3 where the current gen consoles will be like fully released, right?
Yep.
Because they weren't. So
Yeah.
I mean, now this pretty much is going to be where Microsoft goes back in their quote unquote full force with their Call of Duty Ender, and you get your whole.
That too. I was like, oh, I can't wait to see this Advanced Warfare at Microsoft's press conference.
Because
So-
you know what's gonna happen. It's gonna start. They're gonna
I
come
think
on.
they're
It's
gonna
gonna
start with it.
They're just gonna be in the whole in the lieu of time thing and cut to the next part. It's the same thing with them all the time. So it's like you know what's gonna happen, and it's
Oh,
like
yeah. It's like they're gonna open with Call of Duty and they're gonna end with Halo or Gears of War. Wow, this is sad. We're already like predicting Microsoft.
this is exactly what's gonna happen. So
So-
Yeah,
Definitely.
since we're touching on the E3 stuff, so we are, like the console wars flare up during this season. So we had Sony, and they had their giant indie game event where they announced 12 new indie games, and they showed off, The Witness, Galaxy, Race the Sun, just like all these indie games that are coming out for PS4. And then they just announced, all these are coming out this year. And then a few days later, Call of Duty is announced, and Microsoft and Activision work something out, and so that becomes sort of fuel for Xbox. Like, Advanced Warfare, best on Xbox One, blah blah blah. And then during that time, they also announced next week we're going to start revealing Sunset Overdrive stuff, and so Sunset Overdrive is Xbox One. Exclusive from Insomniac. So now we're waiting for what is the response from PlayStation. We shall see, and it'll just keep going back and forth until we get to E3. It's awesome.
And hopefully there won't be any leaks because those are the best times when there's no leaks and it's like, oh dude,
I know.
oh dude, that was amazing.
I mean, we're only weeks away, so I mean, hopefully people can keep a tighter lid on their stuff before it's like it's like the week before everything gets leaked. It's like, no, you had one job. You had one job.
So we got Microsoft 9 a.m. Pacific time, June 9th, and we know that I think EA is going to be at noon on the same day. And so it seems like it's going to be pretty much the same schedule that it is every year, right?
Because now
no
that
Nintendo,
Microsoft,
so
EA,
they
Ubisoft, and then Sony.
Sony at night to just party away. Take me to the sunset.
unfortunately I'm
Parking rates that we have.
It's like, it's weird that Nintendo. I mean, it's not like weird that they they decided to skip on the conference again this year, but it's like part of me kind of wanted them to do a conference.
Yeah.
So, but at the same
It's
time, I
real-
guess
Though I think, because like word of mouth, I mean, has been shown to be the most effective marketing tool, and that's what E3 is for the fans. Like, we watch it and we just get this concentrated burst of everything you want to tell us. And for some reason, it feels like Nintendo doesn't want that. They want everyone to hear it directly from them. And so they I don't know. It feels. I guess because our word of mouth for Nintendo is generally not great, or it hasn't been in the past few years. So they're just like, oh, we have to bypass these people somehow.
I mean, word of mouth would probably be better if they give us more to work with. But it's like,
Yeah.
it's like, come on, Nintendo. It's like we know
Like,
you guys are capable of good things. It's like
thank you for your patience. This game will come out next year.
It's like you've showed us greatness in the past. We know you can do it. It's not an impossible thing. So, uh, I guess things can go smoother in a recorded video than I guess at a conference. But at the same time, it's like I don't know, something about like an E3